Our next caller is Georgia from Illinois.
Hi, Georgia.
Hello, Georgia.
Hi, how are you guys doing?
Good. How are you? How can we help you?
Good. So I'll just kind of jump right into my question. So just to give you guys some background now, I've been listening to you guys for about 4 years. So first of all, thank you for everything you guys do and just like being very vulnerable on the podcast. So my question right now, it pertains to someone who I guess is like a client in a way, and she's overweight and is pre-diabetic. So right now I'm 24 and I'm currently studying to become a NASM CPT. I have no training experience, but I've always had a huge passion for health and fitness, and I decided to switch careers in the past like month or so from public accounting to wanting to become a personal trainer, obviously. So last week, I met this lady about a week ago when I was just sitting in the sauna, and she first asked me if it would like help her lose weight, and I said no, yada, yada, yada. The conversation went on, and she kept asking me questions about like losing weight, and I kind of just told her, I was like, look, I'm not a certified trainer, but like I would love to help you in any way I can and just like love to show you some things. It would be really good practice for me. And she told me that she's currently seeing a certified trainer who told her that she always needs to keep her heart rate up and she doesn't let her rest during the workouts. And she also told her trainer that like when she had knee pain that she needed to keep going like during it. And so right now she has like a lot of knee pain, I guess, just like when she's like doing normal things. I met with her last week, and just based on how the session went, it kind of just seems like she needs.
No, we're here.
You guys still?
Yeah, we're here. Sorry.
Hear you.
Camera's reconnected.
It just seems like that she also just needs someone to like be in the gym with and needs someone to like walk around with, because she seemed very skittish just being on the gym floor. And that day I just showed her like shoulder pressed, bent over dumbbell row, and then like a hip bridge on the floor because I didn't want to mess with her knee too much. And so I kind of just told her like what I always hear from you guys, like focus on whole foods. But then when she did tell me that she's pre-diabetic, I think that's when I got a little nervous, where I was like, okay, I don't really want to be giving you nutritional advice. And so I'm just at the point now where like I want to give her very tangible advice and obviously not lead her in the wrong direction. And yeah, because this is definitely like the first person that I'm working with ever. So
Georgia, great question.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, and I stress this to all our trainers that are listening to this podcast. This is where you use us. If you do not use askmindpump.com right now, start using that. Okay. It's our AI that has every question someone's ever asked us on this podcast or every topic. And by now we have covered all of it multiple times. And use us as the authority when you're building your authority. And so look up like this, your exact question, and I guarantee you will find a clip of Sal breaking it down really, really well to either a live caller or us doing an episode on that, and share clips like that with her. And don't mistake that trainers make when they're at this place. They get that imposter syndrome because they want to help these people, but they also are like, man, I've never had somebody like this. So instead of pretending like you know the answer, it's just like, listen, these are the guys that I trust that are some of the best or the smartest, or however you want to preface who we are to her, to get that credibility. And this is what they say about this, and then share it with her. That way too, it's not coming from you like telling her what to do. It's like, here I am, just you're helping her indirectly through us. And so with that, you'll build that trust with her, and also protect yourself from recommending or saying something that you probably shouldn't do. That would be definitely practice using that.
Yeah, and this is a tough situation because she has a trainer. So it's going to be, and it sounds like this trainer is doing a lot of the wrong things based off of what you said. So the challenge is going to be now, she's going to hear something coming from you versus what her trainer is telling her, which is why it's even more important to use our episodes. Because of our authority, you can, hey, these guys are the top fitness podcast. They lots of experience. They have all these doctors and experts on their show. Here's an episode that I think may help you. And that'll just prompt more questions. And then hopefully, and you know, you want to leave this up to her, but hopefully she sees that the trainer that she has is probably not the right trainer. And if she starts, you know, if she ends up firing them, you can say, hey, look, I'll help you for free. And let's try this a little differently, based off of what I've learned from you know, these authorities over here. But the challenge right now is, you know, she has a trainer that she's paying, again, who seems to be doing things the wrong way. So you want to lean on us as the authority so that it's not you versus the trainer, it's the trainer versus us. And then you could just say, hey, I learned a lot from these guys, and you know, they have these experts on, and just take it from there.
There's also a very empathetic approach to when you're handling this, and you're also kind of new too. Like, so when a client would tell me something that I know they're doing wrong, but yet I also knew I was new, and say, oh man, I used to think the same thing, or I used to go about the same way. Man, my mind was blown when I learned that this was the better approach, and what I was doing was all wrong. So I'm going to come from a place of like, oh, I totally thought or felt that same way too. And I've learned this, and then share. Like, that's where you use us, you connect with her. You don't try and come off like you're this authority when you're trying to build your authority and you're trying to learn yourself. That's where you're going to have a problem, is like, because then she's going to go, well, you haven't even been doing this very long. You don't even have a national cert. And my trainer that's training me right now, they at least have a national cert, and they've been doing this for 5 years. And so you're going to get into this like war back and forth, and you're not going to get anywhere. Come from just a place of helping. And when she tells you things that you probably know are totally wrong, you can like go, oh, empathize with her and go, oh man, I totally remember like thinking that was the best strategy. I had no idea I was going about it all wrong until I learned this. And oh, I'll share you this great clip where they break this down, and then send it over.
Do you know how long she's been with this trainer?
No, she didn't tell me, but something she did mention is that she lost 30 pounds and then she gained it all back.
Yeah.
And so like a big part of our conversation when I first talked to her was like, I was telling her like, yeah, you should focus on building muscle and building up your metabolism. And then like after she did tell me she was pre-diabetic too, I told her how like muscle can be really beneficial for that, to help combat that. And so that I do know. I just like don't know what the exact timeline was with all that.
Yeah, no, you're on point. I mean, you're right.
Yeah.
You're giving her the right advice. And, you know, diet is guidance with trainers and coaches, even if you're certified. So you don't give someone a specific meal plan, but you guide them and say, okay, you know, eat protein first, stick to whole natural foods. We're going to focus on getting stronger. Muscle is insulin sensitive. So if you build little muscle, it's going to do, you know, wonders for your fasting glucose. Here's an episode where I learned that. And then you send it to her.
I think something else that I was struggling with is like when I first talked to her, I didn't realize how limited she was going to be in terms of like what she could do. So I guess it's like I don't know where to start with exercise selection, and then like how to progress her.
You actually picked great exercises.
Yeah. Yeah.
You did a great job. You know, listen, as long as it's not hurting her and you're using good technique, you're okay. You don't have to overthink it for somebody like this.
And
it gets more granular the more fit somebody is, the more advanced they are. But if it's not hurting her, she feels good doing it, and the technique is good, she feels good, we're probably moving in the right direction.
I mean, you just simply choosing the exercises that you did with proper rest periods and progressive overload and eating properly is going to be significantly better than whatever the other trainer was doing. So that
having her just work through that in the workout. Yeah. I mean, you're doing a lot more than what she's experiencing right now.
Hip thrust was a great choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. You also need to get your butt in our community, because we have over 1,000 trainers in there that at any moment you can just get in the forum and be like, hey, I have this client, I have this. And you'll get not only us, but a bunch of other really good trainers that will respond to you and help you.
Yep.
So use leverage us and our community for you to get great at what you're doing. Don't fall into the trap of the imposter syndrome trap that so many trainers do, which is pretending they know more than what they really do. And then they feel like imposter because they're misrepresenting. It's just be honest. Just be honest and teach what you do know, and what you don't share. And hopefully you trust us to share good knowledge and information, and lean on the community that we've built of other great trainers.
Ideally, what happens is you because it sounds like you're developing a nice relationship with her, probably because you genuinely want to help her. And ideally, what happens is she listens to a few episodes, likes the podcast, keeps listening to it, and then comes and asks you more questions and more questions. And then what gets revealed to her is, oh my God, I'm doing like this trainer I'm with is doing all the opposite of what these guys are saying. And then she'll probably ask you about it. And you'll be like, yeah, that's, from what I've learned and from what these guys are saying, like, that's not the right approach. And then she'll maybe be like, all right, what should I do? Say, well, you can try finding another trainer. And then she's like, well, I'm not going to work with this guy anymore. And be like, look, I'll help you out for free while you look for somebody. And then you could take it from there. And that's probably what will happen, but use us as the authority so that you don't put yourself in a precarious situation.
Okay. And then the other thing that I guess like I can see being a struggle, like just down the line, is like obviously the mental aspect of it for her. Cause when I was talking to her, she was like, oh, like I'll eat well and then I have bad days.
Yeah.
And I go, well, what do you define as a bad day? And she was like, well, I get upset and then I eat a lot.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, oh, like, so you like eat emotionally. Like I used to do that all the time. Like that's totally normal, like blah, blah, blah. And so then I kind of said the same thing. I think, Sal, what you mentioned before, just like journal down how you feel before you eat and after you eat, like even if it happens. And I was like, it's meant to be data. But like that even seemed to overwhelm her a little bit.
No problem.
So
back up.
That's it.
Then you just back up.
Yep.
You just back up. You did, first off, what you did was amazing.
Yeah.
You empathize with her. The key to being successful or to helping a person like her, or like any client, but especially someone like this, helping them find success is that she develops a relationship with you where she trusts you and that she feels enough grace from you that she can then start to extend it to herself and that she remains honest. Because what ends up happening with someone like that is they'll run into a trainer who makes them feel shame, and then either they'll lie to the trainer or they'll stop working with them because they keep failing. And that's part of the process. It's hard. You're going to stumble on your way to success, and sometimes it looks like all you do is stumble. And your goal as a trainer is to make the person feel like they can come to you with it.
That's the first goal. The first goal is getting her to ask for help or ask you questions. And then the way I respond is like, there's a lot of things that we can change to improve this, but let's pick one or two things that will start to move the needle in the right direction. For example, we want to shorten your rest periods. We want to build muscle. And right now, if you're doing short rest periods, keeping your heart rate, you're basically just doing cardio with weights. And we want to build muscle. That's going to be so protective and healthy for you, both on your metabolism and insulin, and then also for overall strength and in the way we look and feel.
Yeah.
So let's start with that, and then let's be consistent with that. And then when you're ready for the next thing, I'll add the next thing to you. So let her help guide you on how much you teach her through that process. But you just getting her away from that is already moving her in a better direction. Even just the exercises you were saying, getting her to rest and focus on building muscle, maybe increase one step at a time. Then you could talk to her about protein and hitting that consistently. And then you could talk to her about food journaling. And then, you know what I'm saying? But slowly stack it based off of how she's giving you that feedback. And if you think that it's the appropriate, and then she goes, oh my God, it's overwhelming. Like, oh, okay, that might've been a little bit much. How about we just try this? Try the next time. You know what I'm saying? Just by
the way, like she's already taken a big step, and I'd like for you to, if you haven't already, celebrate a success with her, which is that she's already identified what happens. Oh, I feel bad, and then I overeat. Like that's a big step.
Yeah, you're aware of it. That's a
huge
win.
step. But think about it this way, Georgia. Like you see that you're a young lady. Like think about like you're more likely to go to your parents with your screw ups if you feel like your parents are not going to hammer you afterwards. If you feel like, oh man, I could go to my mom and I could tell her when I make a big mistake and she's just going to be like, oh honey, I'm so sorry. Like that's really tough. Like you're more likely to be really honest with mom. And then she has way more power and influence to help coach you versus like, no way I'm telling mom. She's going to freak out. She's going to do all these, crazy things, as a response. So that's like step number one with somebody who struggles with emotional eating, is that she needs to feel like she could tell you, and you're not going to make her feel terrible. But if anything, you're going to help her feel grace towards herself. Now, that's not, you're not lying to her. Like, yeah, that is tough. That is very difficult. Oh my gosh, that must feel terrible. Listen, and also forecasting, on this journey, here's what's going to happen. You're going to continue to do this. It's going to keep happening. Eventually though, it'll probably happen less often, but at first it's just going to feel a little worse because you're more aware of it. Whereas before you weren't so aware. Now you're more aware of, oh my gosh, I'm doing this and I still can't stop it. What's wrong with me? Nothing's wrong with you. This is the first step. It's the biggest step, and it will get better. We just got to hang in there. And then you tell me when you're feeling most challenged, and I'll help you through this process. That's an effective coach.
Okay, I think I just wanted a little, affirmation, because, I I've never dealt with someone who is like pre-diabetic, and when she did tell me that, I was like, okay, wait, I don't know if I should be
Yeah.
doing something like completely different or like
No,
whatever.
You're good. You're good. You don't want to counter anything her doctor says, but pre-diabetic just means that she's on her way towards diabetes if she continues on this path. Pre-diabetes can be reversed. Strength training, daily activity like walking, making some different
Better
food choices.
selections, yeah.
Very powerful at reversing that.
So like diet wise, do you think telling her to stick to the whole foods is just like
Yeah.
good for now and like try to prioritize?
Absolutely. Absolutely. As long as that's as long as that's a step she can take. Don't forget this. Sometimes just telling people, sometimes you could say just eat whole foods, and that's too much of a step.
Yeah.
So you have to meet them where they're at.
Yeah, sometimes it's you reverse. We had to figure out what all the offenders are. Like, let's just try and eliminate that one
Yeah,
thing
okay,
or change that one thing
exactly,
to this. So
exactly.
sometimes it looks like that. Sometimes if someone's like a heavy processed eater, doesn't eat anything consistently healthy, it's like, I just got to pick one or two major offenders and then get them to switch that out.
Can you
for
get rid of the
something
gummy bears, or something like that? Like I've had clients where it was like, can we just get you to drink a glass of water? And that was the starting point for our journey.
Switch the order so she eats protein first.
That's right. I had a client once that this was a tough for her, which she would go and she would binge eat. And so I said, okay, here's what we're going to do. It was just a tough struggle. So I said, here's the deal. We're not going to try to stop binge eating. And she's like, what? I said, no, we're not going to try stopping it because I think that's causing problems. Instead, here are the foods that you can eat as much as you want when you feel like you want to binge. And I just gave her some choices and we started there, and it was really effective.
Yeah, like she said, oh, like I just love my Starbucks Frappuccino.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, okay, like that's totally fine. Like I won't tell you not to go get that. Just try to have like a whole food meal before you go and get that.
Great
And if you
advice.
still want
There
it,
you go. Great,
have it.
Great advice.
I
Great
just,
advice.
like wasn't sure like because she's pre-diabetic. I was like, I don't know if I should tell her to like cut that out right now or like that's
Listen,
where I got a little nervous.
There's perfect answers, and then there's the ones that are actually going to help the person, and it's almost never perfect. So yeah, I could take a client and look at all their stuff and then write up the perfect routine and perfect diet and tell them to cut everything out. And you know what's going to happen? They're not going to be able to do it.
Yeah.
So it's a total waste of time, right?
Okay. This was very helpful.
Yeah. Good job. Are you
Yes.
in our course? Since you're getting certified, are you taking our course?
I'm doing like the NASM certification.
We have a course.
We also have a course. Our course is more focused on how you build your business and how you coach and train clients. So NASM is
Can I
amazing.
still do your course?
Say what?
Can I still do your course?
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
God, it's so complimentary.
What we recommend is NASM and our course. NASM is going to do a really good job of giving you kind of the basics around coaching and your cert. Ours is more centered around, like Sal said, coaching the client, scaling your business, and then you're in our community with all of our trainers. So you're interacting and you're getting mentorship with us along the way.
Our course gives you CEUs with NASM. So when you get certified through NASM, every year you have to get so many CEUs to maintain it. Our course is approved by NASM to give you those CEUs as well.
So after I do NASM, should I go into it or should I
Yes.
just go into it now?
You
Now.
can. You can go into it now,
You'll still get the CEUs. Let me have somebody call you, Georgia.
and she'll explain everything.
She'll break it all down for you and go through the education so you can see if it's appropriate for you.
Okay, awesome.
All right.
Thanks, Georgia. Good job, by the way.
Yeah,
I
great
think you're
job.
handling her great. I think you're
Thank
going to make a
you.
great trainer.
You're going to do great.
You got good intuition. Yep.
Thank you. And I also just want to say, I know you guys also like, obviously it's a fitness podcast, but just like hearing your guys' experiences as dads is like really cool. And it's definitely helped me with my relationship with my dad a lot. So
Oh,
thank you very,
nice.
very much for being vulnerable.
Oh,
Awesome.
that's great.
Right on.
That's good to hear. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one, guys.
You too.
So,
That's great. I think she did a great job.
She
with
did.
what
She did do
was-
it.
Yeah.
Especially the limited, obviously, experience that she has right now. I think it was really good. I can't stress enough, though, with these early trainers, like lean on the content. Like we encourage you to
That's right.
utilize that. And I don't know. To me, it would be a no-brainer if we had the resources that we had.
Mm-hmm.
But even when I was in the gym setting, like early on. I was the least educated, least experienced, but I was really successful. Not other than the fact that, like, what I had the ability to do was if someone had a question that I didn't know the answer, like I would tell them like, oh man, I haven't dealt with that yet. But you know what, man, Sal is like one of the most knowledgeable trainers I've ever met. I'm going to get with him and like, he'll help me. And then I'll let you know what he says. Like there's nothing wrong with that. People are so afraid to say, I don't know that. So then what they do is
they're gonna leave you or
they
something.
try and like, say some kind of advice or pretend. It's just be like, oh, it's so easy. Oh man, I haven't had that challenge yet, but I tell you what, I know so-and-so and they're brilliant. Like,
Let me find out.
yeah, let me find out and I'll get back with you tomorrow or later today. I'll send you
Not
something.
only does the client not care, but it builds a stronger relationship.
Yes.
And it makes it more effective.
Now I trust, especially you give me that, and then you hear somebody who's got 20 years experience explain it better than you'll even experience it in the next, say it in the next 5 years, say it for you, and that client's like, oh damn, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you for sharing that with me.
The problem comes from trainers when they care more about the results than the client. You have to care more about the client than the results to truly be effective.